Hi, welcome to the Seattle Snowflake User Group. My name is Angela Harney. I'm a Snowflake data superhero. And tonight at our meetup, we're welcome the Data Radar folks. They're going to present to us a demo of their tool. We have with us Elena, oh, sorry, I'm sorry, Darlene Yen, their partnership lead. Ram Solo, their head of product, and Chris Alferez, their executive VP. Darlene, go ahead and take it away and get us started.
Sure. Well, thanks for having me, the Seattle User Group. I am also locally in Seattle, so I dropped my info in the chat. If there's any question in the future, feel free to reach out to me. I'll go ahead and share our screen, and then we'll present this. Then we'll kick off our Data Radar introduction today. Right. All right, welcome to Data Radar. Again, my name is Darlene. Very excited to show you this very powerful platform that we have today to help you observe your Snowflake entire data operation, to help you optimize, be efficient, and help practically alert, solve problems, and save you time. So let's get into it. What is Data Radar? The first question. Data Radar, number one, it's a Snowflake native app. It is also a intelligence health monitor for your data cloud. So imagine your Apple Watch that helps you monitor your health, your part of vital signs. But instead of that, we help you track the data quality, pipeline health, schema changes, performance, and cost efficiency. So when something goes wrong, we alert you with what goes wrong. But not just that, we guide you through how to solve the problem, get to the root cause faster. That allows you to fix your data issue faster, reduce your engineering downtime instead of wasting time on manual troubleshooting. That way, and so that you can build more trust in your data, whether that's being used in your analytics or AI today. So we call it the Data Radar platform. It is a very powerful platform that consists of few components. It consolidates multiple data capabilities into one as a Snowflake native platform. The goal is to eliminate the needs of having to manage multiple vendors, multiple tools, having multiple teams, and the disconnected tools. We want to bring all the tools that you need to solve your data problem into one platform that can help you grow with your Snowflake. So the modules, we have four main product modules. Number one is data quality. We help you monitor your data quality from target to source, bringing the right data to Snowflake and making sure they're ready to use once it's get into there. But then when data gets into Snowflake, you have the cost problem. So we have the optimization piece for the second one that we help you we gave you recommendation to help you optimize your warehouse usage efficiency. We also have AI optimizer to help you analyze your query performance to see if there's more efficient way to write your query or to reduce waste from that end. And number three is that we also provide you a cloud monitor, give you 360 full visibility into your Snowflake operation. A lot of times we hear about companies don't really know where the money is going, how much the team is using the Snowflake. This gives you full visibility from top to down, up from the account level down to warehouse, users, even query level. You're able to see how much you're spending, what team is doing what job. If Darlene from the BI team is writing a very long query, you're able to know. But the best thing is we help you understand your contract usage and provides a spending forecast. That way, you know where your money is spending, where it's going. Do you have the bandwidth to kick off a new project, rather than overspending the credits and then your Snowflake AE knocks on your door, time knock knock, it's time to renew. So then you get full control into your Snowflake operation, understanding what you're doing and plan better for ahead. And the last piece is data observability. We help you monitor detect anomalies and freshness, volume, and we track the lineage. A lot of times, teams tell us, hey, we don't want to get into the nitty-gritty into the data quality if we know nothing is wrong. We just want to monitor something from a higher level. Data observability can help you monitor your entire data pipeline, goes into going to Snowflake. I brought it up earlier that we are a Snowflake native app. We're also powered by Snowflake application that we love Snowflake so much. We really want to create a product that fits into a Snowflake ecosystem that hones in on all the Snowflake features that we love, making sure your data remains in your own cloud. So all these, a lot of tools on the market, they are individual standalone. We combine them all together as one platform that you can just very easily download from the Snowflake native app. Download from the Snowflake marketplace as a native app. Some of the data challenges, if you use Snowflake, depending on whether you are early started that you just got on Snowflake or you've been on the Snowflake journey for a long time. There are some common problems we hear around, not having clear visibility into their expenses. They don't know what's the biggest cost driver, or that we only know about our data. Something's wrong with our data when our BI team reports comes out in the morning and something is wrong, and now we have to spend the whole day to find out where is exactly in the pipeline that went wrong. That's not very time efficient, in my opinion. Or another big thing is that every company wants to do AI. Every company wants to get into Gen AI, but without having good data, you can't really have an AI strategy. But it's hard for a company at a bigger scale to really monitor the data quality when they don't have a proper infrastructure in the first place. So these are all some of the problems that we want to help companies to solve and that companies face every day. But most of the time, you have one tool to address each problem. Data Radar, we help you centralize all of these into one tool that's cost, quality, and observability while keeping data safe. So all the things you can do with all the modules now. Number one, provide real-time visibility into your entire Snowflake operation and data pipeline. Help you understand your user behavior and data behavior. We help you monitor your user trends, understanding your spending forecast, spending behavior, control your budget overage, and making sure that there's no surprises in your bill or there's no spikes on your charts. With the proactive alerts, you can eliminate the whole my data's wrong, my data report's wrong. Now I have to spend all day for my data team to figure out what's wrong. We send your alerts the moment when the data is going into Snowflake that's mismatch. So you can fix the data problem right at the get-go before it impacts any of the analytics and AI pipeline. So that's number one, proactive. A lot of times you hear that companies build their own custom SQL rules and then they only realize things are wrong when it's wrong and then when it's too late. So the reactive method, we want to shift away from that. We help the data platform itself also help you identify a lot of efficiencies, whether that's from inefficient query, inefficient workload usage, or just some other third-party tool that's running your Snowflake credits and warehouse that you don't even know about that could be the biggest driver in specific warehouse more than your compute and storage. Like the problem that you don't even know, our cloud monitor can identify those and immediately tell you what's wrong, who's doing that, who's doing what, and save you time from, saving time from identifying the right person for a specific matter. With the recommendation, we have AI assisted insights that provides you how to best fine tune your warehouses, sizes, scheduling, or the query performances. But unlike a lot of platforms, we don't automatically apply the changes for you. We don't know your business. We want to make sure that things actually work, right? We don't want a optimization setting implemented without you knowing, and then maybe tomorrow you have large surge volume of data that we don't know about, and then everything breaks, and now I have to spend double amount of time to bring it back to before. So we want to make sure that we provide the recommendation, you understand it, what's being changed, get your provision, and simply apply that to your current setting, so that when you're expecting more different volume setting coming in the future, you're able to know, okay, what changes have I done? How do I further fine tune it from there? And since it's a Snowflake native app, it's really easy to deploy. Not only you cut time on on this lengthy security approval process, all you need to do is download from the Snowflake marketplace, and it takes less than 30 minutes to set up. And once you get the native app on, you get immediately all the data, all the insights about your Snowflake operations, how much credit is being used, how much data is being run.
Does it show up as a dashboard? Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to say.
Dashboard.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
We'll quickly get into a demo, but dashboard, right? Very easy dashboard, not just any dashboard, very easy to use. So we want to create a tool that's first for head of data, the data team, but a tool that business user can leverage as well. Business user want to monitor different sets of data in their own way that sometimes engineering team have to spend extra time to help them set up. With Data Radar and simple UI or drag and drop tool, they can build the data quality rule themselves. We recently introduced the Cortex Gen AI query builder. So for someone like me who doesn't even code SQL, very easy to build the data quality rule in the business user case. So simple UI,
looks good.
So very easy to use. We have multiple platform connectors to serve different type of data integrations. Just for the data quality pieces, we understand data might sit in all different places before you bring to Snowflake. It could be on-prem, it could be on cloud. We want to make sure that this is a tool that covers all your data problem. So we have all the connectors to help bring those data in that you can monitor. With the seamless integration with the alerting incident management helps you very easy to get those alerting on time to you, depending on your current data stack is. And then the Snowflake native architecture being powered by Snowflake native app really ensure a secure and scalable deployment, whether you are just getting onto Snowflake, about to migrate your data to Snowflake, or you're going through an M&A, bringing onto another firm that's user data was on some other data platform. This is a tool that can help you grow and invest in and grow with the business as you scale.
Hey, Donnie, if you can go back real quick, I just want to make just a few more pointers here. So with the connectors, most of the platforms are cloud connectors. One thing that we have, because we know so many companies still have on-prem SQL servers, we actually have a connector for on-prem SQL Server. We actually provide that to you. So that's something that it's really going to be helpful as you're monitoring all of your target to source data into Snowflake from the on-prem SQL Server and help identify and alert of any issues. Another thing is we have incident management platform within Data Radar where we can identify your incidents, and we integrate with ServiceNow and Jira. We're always open to connecting to other platforms if there's an option there. It'll take us 3 to 4 weeks to do that. And with adding any of the alerts, as you see below, those are the main messaging alerting apps that are mainly used today. But if we need to add another alert, it'll take probably 2 or 3 weeks to add that as well.
What's the security for the on-prem connector piece? Getting over kind of that proxy, is that like it's probably steps out of the security of the Snowflake security paradigm, right?
So basically, we use SSH tunnel. You'll configure SSH tunnel on Ubuntu box, wrapper, so that the traffic goes through the secure tunnel, and you're whitelisting your fixed data radar IP so that it's only that IP that can access the data. Here, more we are talking about is metadata, because the goal is not to, we do the push down approach. So the queries hits the systems itself, so that we only bring the counts back, not the actual data.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
And we work with you on setting up that SSH connector.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
So, and then back to being a Snowflake native app, native to Snowflake, that's really important. And what really makes this difference is that the native app the native app architecture itself, keeps your data within your cloud. But our model, we also make sure that we don't store any of your data. We don't move data outside of your system. We don't store it. We don't copy it. We don't want it, simply. So when we scan through, we analyze your metadata in Fly. We presented the insights and results. The moment when you're done, you close the web page, and then it's gone. We don't have any. A lot of the platform we see out there, sometimes they do have to move your data outside to do analysis and push it back to you. That kind of defeats the purpose of what people love about Snowflake in the first place, that, you know, data is in your data cloud. Keep bringing the data to your workload rather than bring the data outside. So this has been really particularly helpful for our healthcare and banking, financial services customers, that there hasn't really been a tool that be able to serve them in this kind of space that cover all the aspects of the data needs and challenges, but also ensure the security and governance is at the highest level. So just quickly, you know, recap on all the things that make Data Radar stand out is our data trust, data fab it just works. If you already have Snowflake, it keeps your data in there. The experience, you know, our team created this tool as Snowflake experts. They know what Snowflake users want. They experience the pain themselves. They know how hard it is to have to build in-house tools, or even to deal with the vendor to get everything you need in place on something that just works. Make local UI, the simple UI, making sure that this is a tool that everybody that touches data, that touches Snowflake, can get access, can leverage it. Our app also works on the mobile as well, so you can bring it to go if there's something you need to check. And the Snowflake native app on the marketplace. And then external data connectivity, we just brought up about all the different on-prem sources. And then with this marketplace, really all you can do is just download it. You can get it, set it up in 30 minutes. We do have a 30 days free trial. I'll drop the link in the chat so you can go check it out yourself. But really haven't been seeing any other app like this that covers observability, cost, data quality all together. All right, we'll get into demo. And Richard and Liana, if there's any questions during the demo, feel free to, you know, just throw it out there.
Okay. Let's see if you can see my screen.
Yep, looks good.
Can you see? Okay, that's good. Okay. So I'll start with data observability. So as Darlene mentioned, we have different solutions under one platform. Data observability, data quality all together, and we have Snowflake visibility and cost optimization, right? So different kinds of things. So data observability is more about machine learning driven monitoring on your data. So we support different kinds of machine learning monitors, which is freshness, volume, schema change, data quality rules. So I'll start with showing some of the examples here. So how we monitor things, like for example, if you open this particular table, right? Here you can see we have different monitors onto them, like it looks for freshness, it looks for volume, like different kinds of things. And it also says like if there is no data in that particular, let me see here. I have data here for volume, yes. So it will show you the expectation of what is, what is expected, what is versus what is, actual. So if it has any anomalies, it will throw those anomalies. It will also show you some kind of recommendations. You can see that there's an anomaly happened in the last 24 hours. Please verify if it is a false positive or increase the sensitivity, right? So for example, I feel like this particular point is not an anomaly. I can see here historically at that hour, there is no, new records change. So that's okay. Let's say if that's not an anomaly, you can basically apply user actions saying like you can give the feedback to the model that it's not an anomaly. And apply the user action. So it basically improves the way the model works, and that will help user to give his feedback as a knowledgeable person on this data as well. So it combines the knowledge of machine learning with users feedback as well. So I can show you the lineage piece here. For example, let me see the table that has lineage here. I'll click this, I'll go to lineage. So here you can see that in this particular table is utilized by one Tableau report, two Power BI reports, right? It's basically shows that utilization lineage information. And when you see the whole pipeline of lineage, you can check how this table is being utilized end to end, right? You can always expand, look into the more details, etc. So for example, if I click this one, I can see what are all the direct reports that are referencing this table, right? And indirect references that are utilizing down the line as well. So you got the whole lineage from the source system until to the reports that you built on top of them. And let's say, for example, you had some issue in the, like some business user complained about data missing or incorrect, etc. on business side. So basically what happens is business user will inform the business intelligence team. So they look into their dashboards to figure out what is wrong. And then they verify all the data. They'll say, okay, no, my dashboard looks good. So then it will come to data engineering team, and data engineer has to look into, hey, is the ETLs are all good and the pipelines are all good, etc. And then if they find any issue on the pipeline, then they have to fix it. Let's say if ETL team, let's say the issue is not in the ETL team as well, and the issue is at the source system, there is some issue that it didn't generate the data that it's supposed to, right? So this lineage will help you to track all this information within few minutes instead of going through each team to figure out where the problem started, basically, right? So that's that's the most helpful thing. And let me show you the different integrations we support. We support DBT job monitoring on top of these tables. Let's say if there's a DBT job that refreshing these tables info, then you get that lineage as well, like the status of the job. If there is a failure, you'll get an alert using Teams, Slack, email. We have different ways of integrations that can communicate you on the update. And also you can, let's say if I enable all these integrations to see, here you can see the actual nodes of the reports, where it's Tableau node, Power BI node, DBT node that shows all the tables and their status of the jobs, right? So that it is giving you a lot of information in one screen, right? Basically, it is trying to talk about multiple systems, how you integrate with them, how their health is in terms of pipeline. It is giving all that information to you. And let's say if you want to dig a little bit deeper to understand what is this report consists of, what is the data source for it, even for the connection details, etc. So it shows the underlying details, it goes all the way towards the connection, configuration, warehouse, etc. Everything is in one pane of screen here, right? Any questions here?
Yeah, I have one question. So how do you determine freshness? Can that be done at a table level or at a schema level? Or how do you, if something runs once a day versus another table that maybe gets refreshed multiple times a day, how do you then organize freshness?
So the freshness is through machine learning driven. So basically it knows that information will steady. Let me see. Yeah, it knows that information we can study historically what is your delay in terms of refresh run between each interval. Let's say if it is not within the expected time, then we kind of alert you, hey, generally this table used to get update in every 10 hours or 3 hours or 24 hours, right? So when you don't get that data in the time you expected, you can see those anomalies, like a little bit delayed here, for example, right? It is expected at 8 hours, but it got refreshed at 11 hours, right? So you got an alert saying like, hey, this table is not refreshed. You need to look into it, right? And it also gives you the impacted reports because of delay in this data refresh as well. So it kind of gives you all that info at one place.
Okay, so I can set the freshness at a table level.
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah. So, and you can also go ahead.
I was going to say, that's awesome that you have this kind of that kind of detail at that kind of what it looks like quickly and available like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, we also kept data quality rules. I know, I mean, when you see freshness, volume, lineage, they're all like, machine learning driven. You're only giving feedback, not more than that, right? But data quality rules are more like you can create your own custom rules, and also you can use AI to generate those rules. So it is both ways. So let's say, for example, yeah, in this table, freshness is good, volume is good, right? But I want to validate the format of data in the table, or I want to validate completeness of data in that table, right? For certain fields. So that's where you can create custom rules, build custom rules. You can click add data quality rule, and then you can choose the type of rule you want to do. You want to do duplicate check, quality check, or metric comparison, like, like aggregation testing, like, sum or, aggregation across different fields. You can do different kinds of checks using this one. I'll show you examples that I already have, just to give you a reference. Let me open this one. So for example, this is a free form test query where you can write whatever query you want. And you can also use AI query builder to generate this query using AI. So I'll show you an example in another module where we have more about custom data quality rules. Any questions here so far before I jump to the more robust data validation module?
One other question. So in terms of being able to show information about Power BI and Tableau and Sigma, are you connecting to the APIs to those tools to be able to get that information? How do you get that information?
So basically, we connect to the APIs provided by each of these vendor tools, right? We use Sigma API, we use Tableau API. There are different ways. There is a lot of information that we need to parse, because it's not like spoon feeding directly the whole information, right? There's a lot of maker checker process, review, analysis to figure out the actual details in those schemas. Yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Yeah, so I'll jump to the, let's see. I want to make sure the order. Cloud Monitor. I'll start Cloud Monitor and then I'll go back to the data quality. Let me go back. So Cloud Monitor. So this module is completely a different subject, right? So far what you saw was data quality, data observability using machine learning, right? Now we are talking about how effective we can utilize Snowflake, right? How we can improve, how we can monitor what we do on Snowflake, whatever, how our processes are running in Snowflake, different pipelines, key process, different kinds of, insights, long running queries, different kinds of workloads, failures, all these different things, right? So we have Snowboard where we try to highlight all the important stuff like long running, login failures, copy and task failures, which are the real core part of Snowflake, ETL pipeline processing. These are the important features in it. So we try to be an interactive application, show all the details of what is long running. We let you create threshold settings, right? You can actually configure thresholds based on the type of workload. It can be done by warehouse, by user, by role. It can be done even by a query hash, parameter hash, right? So we help them configure all those different settings, so you have way to monitor this with more deeper insights and deeper context, right? So we help you tag any of these queries to AI query analyzer, where you can further go deep down, understand the behavior of the query, how much cost it drives, how much data it retrieves, and its historical analysis down the line from last like 40 executions or 1 month or whatever, right? So you can see all these details end to end. So this one is, as I said, this is not just a dashboard, it's an interactive Snowboard plugin where you can see different things, do different settings like login fail, long running, different threshold settings, copy failures, task failures. There are a lot of different ways for you to configure things and have depth monitoring, right? And we support different types of alerting systems like email, Teams, Slack, PagerDuty, Xmatters. So all this will help you to know any kind of anomalies or issues at your, a message in your mobile notification. You don't need to really sit in front of this dashboard and manually watch anything. Everything is in event-based notification system. So, and we kind of show different dashboards to go granular into the cost details, the forecasting of how you are utilizing Snowflake, which user is utilizing, is it going based on your contract, or is it how it is scaling up and down, Is it consistent based on your needs? Like balance rollover expectations. When you think you will exhaust if you use the product like this, right? So all these different kinds of metrics here showing you, and this can be as real time as Snowflake with 5 minutes difference at most. So different, and what you saw was before organization, then you have account level where you can go deeper, different contexts, different warehouses on account level. You can drill down even further to see different important insights like which user is the one who is spending a lot of money, what kind of queries they are running, different kinds of thresholds. All these dashboards is more about them, right? I'm trying to show in high level so that you understand what I'm trying to visualize here. So you can do usage level, you can do cost level, and also you can do some performance based metrics where you can go by how the queries are running in terms of compilation time, execution time, how many rows it's generating, different kinds of utilization metrics that you can look into in the product. So we also have AI monitoring. When I say AI monitoring, it's more about, let's say you have this Cortex, a lot of features in Snowflake, but you need some kind of monitoring like how these LLM models are being utilized, what kind of token limits, or which model has more utilization, where is the cost coming from. So you kind of understand all these different details of how they are being utilized. And we have default alerts in our data radar product where it will monitor all your important things. We have like around 71 alerts that helps you to monitor all important things, define your thresholds so that you can configure and go deeper into that context. Different kinds of things, 360 view to see granular details by user, by role, by warehouse, different departments, and administration of housekeeping, housekeeping like unused roles, unused tables, different kinds of things where you can monitor, save money, figure out what is not being used, who is using what, how they are logging in, etc. Any questions in this module?
I have a quick question. So for the amount of volume of information that you gather, like on that data profiling of the tables in monitoring back 30 days, do you store all of it and is there a cost for that? So in other words, do I say, oh, hey, only store down to this detail at the table profiling data level on all the tables the last day, so you can get down into the really deep details, and then monitoring lasts 30 days so that you can have more detail, but it stores or has a less cost to it?
So basically we use Snowflake native app so that it's more like a database inside Snowflake, a customer Snowflake account itself. There is no data transfer going out or anything. What we do is we load data incrementally to keep these insights pre-calculated for you, so that when you try to open, it's already pre-calculated, and it incrementally refreshes the calculations based on it is receiving new data. So everything is in customer Snowflake account, so there is no risk or anything, no data transfer outside.
Yeah, that's a benefit being a native app. I mean, we really wanted to be, we went through the certification of being powered by Snowflake, so we can have the Powered by Snowflake badge and have it as a native app. So everything's in flight, right? Everything that you're seeing is actually being pulled from that customer's Snowflake cloud, right? But we're not storing it anywhere. It's fully in flight. Once you leave that screen, all that data is gone.
Oh, so in other words, how historically depth can you go? Do you pick that? And is
go
that
to the
stored?
account? Yeah, go to the account.
So we go up to year, like we go up to year worth of data, because that's what Snowflake, maintains always like 1 year of data. So we go up to there, but you can always go like day as well for certain things that it can provide the detail. For example, here you can't get day, but here you can get by day level, So it depends on the thresholds and settings on the data, how it is exposed on the Snowflake side.
Yeah, and we've had customers ask us to build new dashboards for them. They're looking some specific information. It's not a big deal for us to add. But with the Cloud Monitor, it's complementing Snowflake and providing that full visibility. Where you don't have to have a data engineer log in and find that information in Snowflake, right? We give it to you in a visual platform and very easy to view. And on top of that, everything, it's not just viewing, everything's actionable. There's alerts on everything you see here.
Yeah.
So you look at time, cost, you receive alerts. You can control, if a query goes above, $300, send me an alert. If if a query's running for 6 hours, send me an alert, right? So fully configurable across the entire Snowflake environment.
Yeah, I love the projection stuff you can do in here too. So this is really cool. I'm excited to see all this. So
it's even great for let's say for new employees, like if you have a new BIA employee or they're running queries, you want to monitor, hey, let me see what type of queries they're running, what's their longest query, like how are they doing, right? So you can actually go and address it. And then with the I don't know, Ram, if you showed them, when you find a long running query, you could actually take that as an incident, and then it'll integrate with ServiceNow, create a ticket, and it'll roll up to the manager of that team, and he can address it with that employee.
I love all this stuff. This is great.
Yeah, and one more important thing is I think I cannot say 100%, but we are one of the product that does observability inside Snowflake's native app. I don't know if any other product does inside Snowflake native app and observability. There are different products doing different things like grabbing data, processing as a connected application. But we are a native app. We does observability inside Snowflake account of customers. So that's more, nothing is going out basically.
That's right.
Okay.
So,
And go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead, Ram.
No, I'm good. Yeah, I'm just starting another topic.
Oh, okay. So it looks like most of what you're doing, you're able to do without acquiring compute resources. Is there anything that you're doing there that would require a compute resource? And how do you handle that in terms of, do you have your own warehouse that you use for doing some of this stuff, or?
Yeah, so basically, whenever customer installs native app on their account, we will create a warehouse dedicated for our application, and that warehouse is the one that uses to refresh, process this data and everything. So the cost is clearly separated so that customer knows what they are getting into, how much cost it is to maintain our product, and obviously with optimizer, with different kind of visibility and data quality, all these different things will outserve what they are spending for data radar, as
Yeah,
in terms of compute.
so you'll see a minimum cost for data radar within your environment, but when you offset what you'll see now in our optimization and having full visibility, I mean, we have customers who've had their costs controlled with Snowflake. I mean, they haven't increased in many months or maybe years. So because you have full visibility, that's what we want. We want full visibility. We love Snowflake, right? We've used Snowflake for the last 7 years, and Data Radar was actually built because we wanted to complement Snowflake with this additional tools and features. And so we built all these real use cases, and then we split off Data Radar into a separate company to offer to other organizations. So you'll see all the benefits.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
So this warehouse optimizer is the module. It's purely machine learning driven, right? So we analyze how the warehouse is being used, what kind of workloads they have, and then based on that, we kind of create recommendations for the customer how to schedule these warehouses, optimize, etc. We manage these warehouses, but customer controls it. Even though we manage in the sense like native app inside customer Snowflake account manages it, but the customer is the one who is going to say yes or no for the details. Like they have different metrics, like recommendations that pops up saying like, okay, this warehouse, there is an opportunity on the warehouse size. So if I click this one, so basically it goes there and it will say, okay, at this point of time, between 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock on Wednesdays, there is an opportunity to reduce the size from small to extra small. And it gives you details like why we think you should reduce the size, right? You'll get those details, there are 330 queries, 95% of queries are running less than 20 seconds. So I don't think you need small warehouse, right? It is trying to suggest you to, bring warehouse down. It gives you different, recommendations on different parameters, and it will help you to build the whole scheduling piece of the whole warehouse for different workloads on working days. You can schedule like with every 30 minutes gap, different settings if you want. And let's say once you schedule using these settings with the insights, if something is wrong, the optimizer is continuously analyzing your settings versus reality of workloads and giving you recommendations. So the recommendations gets refreshed every day, because it's every day it is checking against how you are utilizing versus, how your warehouse settings are. So it helps you to optimize even better. So for example, if you see the savings on this particular, the real account, you can see here, prod warehouse is our retail warehouse, and you can clearly see there is a savings with this about 33% every 2 weeks, right? So that's how I think it manages the warehouse, optimizes it. All the warehouses you see with the opportunity of savings, it's because of this dynamic, optimization based on the workloads and suggestions using ML recommendations. So that's how you optimize it.
Yeah, so we know like Snowflake's a very large product, right? And it takes time to configure it and tweak it and get it sized the right way. And we've seen it where a lot of organizations, they'll just have like an extra large warehouse and they run a job from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. The rest of the day, they're not running anything through that warehouse. And so you're paying that extra money. So we tell you exactly, by the hour, by the minute, how you should, change it based on your past jobs, right? So we tell you specifically and recommend how you should size that. And this is where a lot of our customers have seen a big savings, right? We usually say, hey, we can reduce your Snowflake expenses easily 20 to 30%. We're seeing some of our customers, they're up to 39 to 45% reductions.
Yeah. So this is the AI query analyzer. So basically, let's say before, when you go to any of other modules, wherever you see a query, you can just tag that query for monitoring. Okay. So basically, when you go to Snowboard or any other process, let's say you see this long running query, basically what you do is you can go there, you see this plus button. So basically you'll add that to the query monitor. Once you add it like this, it basically shows up in the query analyzer where you can see this one. So these are all the queries that were added before. So we have a couple of areas where it shows the query behavior analysis historically, like the fine-tuned query versus the new query, that the old query versus the fine-tuned query. You can see the whole behavior analysis from historical versus new, current and new trends, and you can compare the insights. And we have AI analyzer that analyzes the queries, and using it scans the query profile, it scans the query, it gets all the information, and it shows some insights like what you should do, what kind of optimizations you can do. I'll quickly show the query behavior analysis. So where you can see, like for example, let me see. So it's
Oh, and it's doing that for the last 2 weeks on that, right?
yeah.
Query. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this is to help you identify and assess kind of the behavior that it can show kind of spikes or issues or something like that.
So basically it shows, I think I took a small query, but anyway, so it shows the frequency, average execution time, and how, like, you can see the full query, what it is, etc. And it's historical behavior. Let me pick something else that has more. I think it has only, let me see something which I added lately, October 2nd. This one, yeah, this should be good. So basically it shows all these details. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, and then the idea of looking at the query behavior is to then see whether you want to go run that AI analyzer to go look at syntax, or it's more like syntax at this point, not warehouse, right?
Yeah. This is more like query optimization.
Yeah, this is query optimization. Yeah, we don't want to just grab a query and use AI and say, oh, here's a better query. We actually want to explain to you why and how it can be improved. And then you can then track it here by the execution improvement and also the cost improvement, because you are charged every time that you run a query on.
So basically, it is trying to show you, like, let's say on July 28th, you fine-tuned a query. Before, you will see how it was performing, and after 28th, how it is performing. So you can see the whole analysis by linking these two queries, and then you can see, like, cost over time, how it is being improved, etc. All the details, frequency, executions. And yeah, and in
Wow.
the same way, using AI query analyzer, you can see, for example, the query that we picked before. You can see the insights like query analysis, why you think you need to optimize this query, a reason, what kind of issues and recommendations it can provide. Like, okay, it will go through the query and suggest you some recommendations, convert CTE, maybe pre-calculate all the calculations in the top and then do, your query in the bottom. So it gives you even the query as well, the current query and the optimized query, and
Yeah,
it gives you the
so
explanation
scroll
of
down on the
changes.
left side to show them how big that query is versus the new one.
Yeah, so you see all this big query. So here it shows that,
Wow.
like with,
Wow.
all the details.
Hmm.
And it will show also how much impact it's going to create, right? This is more about giving you direction on towards better fine tuning it, more than giving you, okay, this is the optimized query, it's going to run, super good, and you're going to get, full,
Yeah, because you're seeing a lot.
optimization.
Yeah, today people are just, improve this query in AI, right? But we want to train them and say, well, what, how can you improve it? Like, what steps should you take? Right. So
yeah, and how can you write that better next time, knowing what you just learned
exactly
from this? Yeah, awesome.
True. Yeah. So that was the idea. So we have scheduler to schedule all this, and the other module is the one Chris was talking about is incident module. The incident module, we have Jira integration, ServiceNow integration, where you can see all the incidents that were created, etc. So you can see Jira, ServiceNow tickets, Jira tickets. So you can see all the details. So whenever there is an issue, you can, all these are closed. Let me see something open. Yeah. So here you can see this is a Jira ticket, the Jira symbol. You can see all the details, what was the issue. So all this is coming from a data quality rule that was failed. It automatically created an incident with all the details and attachments. So this ticket is already with the team that responsible for the data to fix the issue, even before we know there is an issue. So everything is auto created. So based on the event notification.
Impressive. Yeah, impressive.
So this is the data validation module, the one we started before. So I'll quickly give some explanation around it. So in data quality, data validation module, we have all these templates that can help fast track build your queries as complex you want. Let's say if you are a business analyst, you don't know much writing, the coding, etc. You have AI query builder, you have a visual query builder where you can just build a query using controls. You don't need to write the query as well. So we have a query compare, metric compare for aggregation testing, for data distribution testing, duplicate check. Quality check is more to check the quality of data in the tables, completeness, format check, lookups, checking if the values are in the list of domain of values that you expect, different kinds of things. File check to monitor incoming file feeds and outgoing file feeds. And JSON schema monitoring. Let's say you build all your ETL pipeline based on parsing a JSON. If there is some issue on JSON, basically they changed something like column added, drop, changed, whatever, right? It continuously monitor that for you and let you know there are issues. And we just introduced this AI data quality check yesterday. So this particular thing will even help you to build the query and the validation rule as well using natural language.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I can show one example just to see how you can see the visual query builder. So this is quality check where you are building the whole query using, by selecting everything. You can build the rules, conditions, validation rules, everything through UI, and you can see all the results. This is all built using UI. You can just go here, select some fields, just build everything using rules, put the rules, etc. Everything is like, business analysts can use this to build, not just the data engineers, And we maintain historical analysis on the results, how you get, fail, pass, how you can see the results, all these different things so that you understand how the whole thing works, the product.
It's a lot to take in.
Yeah, lot to take in. That's why I was
it does a lot. This is like the engineer's toolkit, because a lot of times they're just writing, these scripts and, their PCs or in a server, and they're running it, it's kicking off. We provide you a central location to create any use cases you need. You could create hundreds to thousands to monitor all your data quality rules.
Yeah, this looks like a really good tool for someone that's like just getting started with Snowflake. So they get into like good habits.
Mhm.
But also for, larger companies that have, okay, we have a lot of problems and we don't know quite where to
Yeah, and if you're
focus
migrating
first.
data,
So,
you're migrating
yeah.
data to Snowflake, you can monitor that. If there's
Mhm.
schema changes, that we can identify that.
Mhm.
Yeah, we have schema monitor. We do target to source schema comparison, schema change monitoring. Continuously tracking your user changes, and we have all these data connectors which you see before. We support all these data connectors for different schema monitoring, observability, and file feed monitoring. Different kinds of things. So yeah, I mean, pretty much the product is like a full package for you to maintain your enterprise data ecosystem. Either it can be just cost optimization, or it can be data, monitoring, pipeline monitoring, the whole. Our goal is to have one unified solution with all these, different modules that can help you live and, breathe in the same app. You don't need to go for each module a different product and get into, a lot of integrations.
Yeah, and if someone's just interested in data observability, we can definitely split those out as needed.
Mhm.
And if they want to kind of, start off, small with Data Radar and help build that across their Snowflake environment to really help them.
Couple questions. Looking at your connector list, is there a way to handle an API? Typical talking directly to an API to get data out that way.
So we only monitor APIs. So let's say, for example, if you build a API connector, our goal is to check certain data in your API is in certain format. Is it working, right? Is it sending the data in the way you want? So we can do those kind of validations. Our goal is not to get the data and load or anything. It's more like monitoring the data and its schema.
Okay, fair enough. And then I'm going to put my consulting hat on for a minute, as Angela would as well. How would we bring this into a new client or into an existing client? It seems like there's two opportunities there. One, the one that Angela was just mentioning about sort of being there right at the beginning and getting started with a migration process to a new Snowflake customer, for instance. I could see
There's
it
two.
one
Yeah, we see
example.
two customers. There are two customers, right? There's ones that they've been on Snowflake for a while, right? And they know exactly what their needs are, right? And they're struggling with different things, or they need to keep hiring data engineers. Where with Data Radar you don't need to, because we streamline a lot of the troubleshooting, right? We're like, let's handle the troubleshooting with Data Radar so you can work on all the innovative, cool projects. So and then there's the starter, right? They're kind of new on Snowflake. They're still trying to get around it. That's why we provide all the easy visual aspects of Data Radar, so you don't have to log in and try to find it somewhere in Snowflake. That's why we offer a 30-day proof of concept for everyone. With a 30-day proof of concept, we provide you the entire suite, and that way you have full visibility on everything that's going on, and then we can prove to you how Data Radar pretty much pays for itself with all the benefits that you're gaining.
Yeah, I know some of the larger companies that they'll have problems and they just don't know what to do once it happens.
We had a
yeah.
very large organization, a lot of data, and after 25 minutes we connected them to Data Radar. They had instant insights. In that snowboard, they had over 15,000 failed queries. And they were like, what is this? We're like, it's failing. Well, they're like, well, we knew we had a failing queries 15,000 times. So it would like kick off for a few seconds and stop. So imagine, I mean, that's money right there, right? So, and it's not just visibility on what's occurring in Snowflake. We've been able to identify just other third-party tools that they're pulling data from or they're connecting from that are just sucking up, just resources.
Right. And is this the point to ask about sort of how the costs are? Is it by module? Is it, a subscription based or something for the cost for Radar?
Yeah, it's by module. We have two models, right? So there's savings, if we can do a considerable savings, with a percentage model of that. But also there's just a core price. We look at the size of the company, how much data, what the size of their Snowflake environment is.
And then is it a monthly subscription kind of fee?
Yep. We look for multi-year terms, and it's a monthly subscription.
Okay, thank you.
And we also,
So
we're on the drawdown program with Snowflake as well, so you can actually use your credits through the marketplace, which is another benefit because there's a lot of companies that they oversubscribed and they have extra credits and they need to use them. So this is an additional benefit as well.
So this is something that could just be dumped into their Snowflake monthly expenditure.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, and we've been very supported by the whole entire Snowflake organization.
So there's an upfront cost, and that can be per module, and then there's an ongoing monthly subscription cost.
No, it's just a
Only
monthly
one
subscription cost.
One cost.
Monthly subscription cost. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
And then a
Or
different cost for
one-time
each
annually.
module. Oh, sorry, we're coming at
Correct.
you.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, different subscription costs for each module.
Got
Okay.
it.
But I like to say, hey, if you bundle, you get a better price.
Right.
But we're very
Always the
competitive as
case.
well. Very competitive. One thing is, we're not VC backed. We're not, heavily invested. This was originally built for a large organization, and we really wanted to offer this out to other organizations because it's such a powerful tool. So that's our aspiration, right? We're all technologists here, and we really we know we can help a lot of organizations with Data Radar.
I just have one quick question, and this is a personal challenge I've tried to solve, but and maybe Ram can either demo this or something on the dashboard, but have you figured out how to cost a single dynamic query, because they spawn a system process? So to get the cost of a dynamic
you meant to say
query,
dynamic table query?
yeah, and the only way I've been able to solve it so far is to be able to do a query tag. And if I query tag it and pull query tag, it can go across that spawned process.
No, so generally we give cost by query, right? So basically, so we don't bundle it by dynamic table, or dynamic table cost is already like pre-calculated by Snowflake, saying like this is the cost for hybrid table, this is the cost for different kinds of table. We generally give by query so that easy, and you can combine them based on let's say dynamic table is a little bit different. Can dynamic table run multiple queries under one?
Yeah, well, so that's what the trick is that you have to go look over in query attribution history to get that system spawned cost attributed, like in a query parameterized hash set to that original dynamic table. It'll issue a second query right after that initial dynamic table one, and it's not by that user, it's under the system user.
On a system user. Okay.
Maybe I can follow up with you a little bit in different
later.
detail on
Yeah,
that.
we would love that. Yeah, that would be great.
We love that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know, like I can't remember everything.
Yeah, let's look into that.
Yeah, because I was going to say we can just, we have the user 360 and we could just track it, by the user. But if you're saying then
we do by the user,
do
by the user, by the query.
It's putting it together for that one query.
Yeah. I wonder if you is there some sort of tag for that entire?
Yeah. And I don't know if you do any query tagging or allow that somewhere in your native app to.
We do it for the query analyzer.
Yeah, I mean that our tagging is. We do our own tagging. We don't use Snowflake query tagging for grouping the queries. So that's where we link the query hashes to kind of combine them, right? So we let the user to say, okay, these two are same queries. I fine tune this from this to this. So we let them tag it. So that's how we make the chain of its utilization from historically to current.
Okay, cool, great. Well, I'll let you finish up and wrap up with your.
I had one more question. So this is probably for Chris. So if a customer downloads Data Radar, or they set it up in their Snowflake environment, do you have a team of people that then comes in and help, or do you rely on companies like Spark and Unify to act as SI partners? How do you guys typically handle that?
No, we handhold you through the entire process on setting it up.
Okay.
And what we do is we usually have a weekly call with them until you tell us you don't need us anymore. We have one customer, we did a POC, and he was in Data Radar every day. Like he learned it like as good as we do. And he just loved it. And like he hardly needs us. He said, I got it. I got it. Oh yeah, I got it. So you're gonna have different types. The good thing is
Oh.
that you don't have to be a data engineer to use Data Radar. We have BIA teams, we have chief data officers, the CEOs, even the CFO, he just wants to look at the budget, module. So, you don't have to be a data engineer to use Data Radar because everything's visual, everything's right there at your fingertips.
Right.
And we want to make it
I like,
really easy.
yeah, I like being able to know I can go ahead and recommend that to somebody that's just getting started, and you guys will kind of take it from there and kind of look after them a little bit till they learn up how to watch everything. So that's great. That's great.
Yeah, we handhold you through the entire process. And the thing is, we like to be involved. Like they bring stuff to us now. Hey, I'm trying to do this with this, and
Mhm.
Ram is, I don't know, quadruple certified Snowflake.
Right.
So we know Snowflake, right? So we love data, right? We're very happy when we come across something we can help somebody with, and that's the thing: getting that trust, providing a great system, a great team, for getting that trust, and just we want to be with people on their data journey. That's the best thing.
Yeah. Well, sounds great. Richard, anything else?
No, I think that was a great presentation, guys. Thank you very much. It was really, really very interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks,
Thanks
Angela.
again, and we'll get the word out. So thanks for joining us
Thank
tonight.
you. All right.
Good night,
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Thanks for helping.
Take care.
Bye.